Does your cat pee out of the box? If the answer is yes, then this video is for you. But even if it's no, and you have multiple cats living in your home, then this is also for you. I know how frustrating a problem like this can be. It's actually quite a common problem for indoor cats, and especially for those indoor cats that live with other cats. The causes aren't always simple, and it can be multifactorial, so it can take a bit of detective work, or simply thinking like a cat to figure out why they're doing this, and then we can decide how to help them to get back into the box. And the sooner the better, because long-standing urinating out of the box problems are more difficult to remedy. It's tempting to think that our cats are angry with us when they do this. We've slighted them in some way, or maybe we've been gone out of the house too long, and it's very tempting to be angry right back at them. But generally there are solid reasons for this behavior, and if anything, our cats are telling us something's wrong. Cats lose their homes over this problem, though some families are more forgiving than others. I've seen more than a few marriages break up because of this problem. It can also be a deadly problem, and this is why I want to talk about this with you, because many cats are surrendered and euthanized every day at veterinary clinics and shelters everywhere because of this problem. So first off, if you've got a cat that is urinating out of the box, if it's associated with any straining, any blood in the urine, reduced volume of urine, increased volume of urine, increased drinking or changes in appetite, changes in activity level, maybe they're hiding more than usual, or if they're losing weight, then you need to make an appointment with your veterinarian ASAP, because this could very well be a medical condition and they may need treatment. As complex as a problem as this can be, however, it's usually due to litter box issues alone or in combination with other things. And usually it's how clean is the litter box. May also be related to how the size of the litter box, if it's hooded or unhooded, the type of litter that you're using. Is it dusty? Is it scented? How deep is it? And especially where it is and how many boxes are available to the cat. We want to find that baby bear just right situation for our cats, and sometimes the only way to do that is to offer different options and see what they like. Cats consider their litter box a resource, just like food and water, just like hiding places and resting places, and so location and availability are prime concerns for your cats. Cats are very individual and they have specific preferences for litter box types as well as litter types. And this can change with age and health conditions such as arthritis. So after you've determined that it's not a health condition, the first thing you need to do when there is an out-of-box situation is review your litter box management strategies. In general, cats prefer an unscented, dust-free, soft litter, such as a clumping litter that does not hurt their paws when they're in it. The box needs to be in a quiet, low-traffic area where there will be no sudden noises or interruptions. The box needs to be big enough so that they can maneuver comfortably, and the litter needs to be deep enough that they can bury their work afterward. Daily scooping of the litter is essential. Thorough cleaning of the litter box should be done at least once a month. Litter box should be replaced yearly because they retain that scent, right? And cats have very strong sense of smell. Sometimes all we need to do to get our cats back in the box is to correct these management issues with the litter box and to keep to a rigid litter box cleaning schedule. But it's not always that simple. You've probably heard the rule, 1 litter box per cat and an extra for the household. The second part of that rule is even more important, and that is that they should each be in different locations. So that means if you have 3 cats, you need 4 litter boxes, each in a readily accessible, quiet, low traffic area. Why do we need this rule? When usually our cats end up using the same box anyway. Well, it's important because, as I said earlier, the litter box is considered a resource, and as such, there will always be competition for resources in a multi-cat household. Even when you have the kind of cats that groom each other and sleep in a pile on the couch, there is always a hierarchy of cats, and the most dominant cat at times will exert dominance and deny access to a resource or resources. What's interesting about the cat is that they don't exert this dominance all the time, and when they do, it is usually very subtle and easily missed by we humans. A twitch or a slight turn of the ear, a flick of the tail, a glance, and the underling understands he may not pass at this time. And so if your 4 litter boxes for your 3 cats happen to all be in the basement, then the cat will have no choice but to find an alternate location to urinate. Sometimes it's not just a litter box issue, but a larger environmental issue where there are inadequate resources available for each cat. Again, thinking like a cat can help you decide what can be done to enrich the environment for your cats. Remember, indoor cats don't have any say as to who they live with. Feral cats certainly do form friendships and alliances, but they also can avoid cats that they don't much care for. In a closed system like a house, that is not possible, and a litter box issue may just be the tip of the iceberg for your cat who may be coping very poorly in the multi-cat setting. We don't have a lot of data to know how much space we need per cat in the house setting, but we do know that an unneutered feral male, for example, may have a home range of several acres. With the indoor cat, we've essentially shrunk their ranges down to the size of a house. And with numerous cats living together, their entire ranges are shared. And I do believe there is crowding in many, perhaps most multi-cat households, and that we shouldn't be surprised when things like urinating out of the box occur. Cats, of course, are very adaptable and for the most part do well as indoor cats. I'm not in any way advocating letting your cats out. It's too dangerous. But we do need to look at our homes and plan for their success in a closed living system rather than wait for problems. When you have a baby, you go out and you buy the stroller and you buy the crib and you buy the car seat and later a swing set and a play kitchen and maybe a tricycle. We need to do these same things for our cats. Now, kittens, they don't need a lot of help from us. They find their own amusement. But as they get older, they do need, things in the home to keep their interests up. So we need to look at our environment every day and ask ourselves, is it enough? Is it safe? Is it stimulating enough? Environment enrichment is always part of my treatment plan with a cat that is urinating out of the box. So have fun with it. In the multi-cat household, pheromone use can play a key role in adjusting attitudes. These are synthetic hormones fashioned after cheek pouch and other scent gland secretions and can be very powerful aids in reducing stress in the multi-cat household. Consider outdoor enclosures, vertical space options like shelves and walkways and hidey holes and cat trees to increase space. Increasing space in a vertical sense makes a lot of sense with cats because they think in the vertical, whereas we tend to think more in the horizontal. Adding bird feeders at the windows and bird houses, fish tanks, classical music or nature sounds, alternating toys and offering playtime, cat TV and iPad games, hiding treats and other prey catch activities will definitely be enriching. I once knew a cat who peed down air vents, and the entire house must have smelt like cat pee all the time. At the time, I remember thinking this was an ingenious solution that the cat came up with, but it was impossible to clean for the owners. It had been going on for some years by the time I met this cat, and so treatment was more involved. And though we were able to reduce this behavior, we could not eliminate it after so many years. However, once this kitty's housemate passed away, he started using the litter box more predictably. So here's a case where the family were absolutely certain that there were no intercat issues, and yet living as a single cat suited this cat much, much better. I think of another cat in another multi-house multi-cat household who began peeing in a hockey bag sitting in a spare room. He did this over the entire summer months, judging by the condition of the hockey gear when old-timers hockey started up again. When we mapped this floor plan, which is what I like to do with elimination problems, what we learned was that it likely wasn't an intercat issue at all, but a cat-dog issue, and also most likely inadequate resources in key places for each cat. This dog took his job as a watchdog very, very seriously, and his favorite resting place was right by the basement door, where he could see out the front door and the back door and the side door. All the litter boxes were in the basement, so this cat, who was quite frightened of the dog, found a better solution. I also want to say a few words about the aging cat, as they are often the ones that suddenly decline to use their box. Maybe they're producing more urine than they used to due to kidney changes, or even maybe they've developed diabetes or hyperthyroidism. Combine this with increased need for urination with some arthritic changes, and voila, you have a cat that voids out of the box. A good checkup with a urinalysis and blood work can help identify age-related changes. Pain relievers may be appropriate if arthritis is suspected. In addition, cats with mobility issues need boxes that are close by, possibly larger than regular litter boxes and with lower sides. If they have to go to the basement every time they feel that need to pee and it hurts to climb the stairs up and down, then they will find a solution that hurts less. I have a senior cat in my household with hip dysplasia, and his favorite litter box is almost as big as a sandbox and only 4 inches tall for easy access. Sometimes the best litter boxes are not litter boxes at all. This one is actually the bottom of a large bunny cage without the cage on top. Other things you could use would be under the bed storage trays, for example, or cutting down a regular litter box. Cognitive changes and senility changes can also result in out-of-box behaviors. Often high blood pressure or hyperthyroidism is to blame. So a good physical exam with your veterinarian with a blood pressure check and thyroid check is a good idea. True senility issues, however, are rarely seen until a cat is over 18 years. Remember also, when you are dealing with an out-of-box situation, whatever the cause, you will need to be patient. If it has been going on for some time, retraining to the box with confinement may be necessary. Cleaning soiled areas with an enzymatic cleanser to break up the particles that create the scent is very important. If your cat can still smell where he's peed, he will likely continue to go there, even if you've made improvements in your litter box management and environment. You may need to place the litter box at that site and move it slowly to a more acceptable location over a number of weeks. Alternatively, placing food bowls or water bowls at that site will help. Lastly, in the rare case where environmental enrichment and litter box management improvements have not provided enough support for your cat to cope better in the multi-cat household, anxiolytic medications may be needed and can be dispensed by your veterinarian. Other times, rehoming may be the very best next step. Some cats just do better as single cats. Urinating out of the box can be related to litter box issues, intercat issues, environmental issues, age-related and other health issues. It may be one, it may be all, or it may be a combination of these things.